Jian, everyone, welcome to today's space event. I'm going to first thanks so much, Ren, for joining us. Ren's a core contributor at OpenLedger, and I'm going to pin our event announcement to the very top so everyone could take a look with more details about this event. And of course, I would like to check with Ren. Do you think OpenLedger's official handle will also be able to join us?
I guess so. Yeah, we can. Let me request my team to do that.
Thank you so much. Yeah, we're going to start it pretty soon when everyone is ready. Thank you. Okay, I see that we got more and more audience joining us. And we're also going to stream across different platforms so we can let different people, right, to hear our session. And third thing is that I really appreciate for spending time with us over here, and we would like to sincerely welcome you all to stay here and give Ren an Open Ledger a follow, so you won't miss upcoming announcement from them. And the third thing is, of course, we would like to invite Ren to introduce yourself and introduce Open Ledger, the project, to our audience. Thank you.
Yeah. So should I go ahead?
Yes, please. Thank you so much.
Awesome. Awesome. Thanks for having me here. I'm Ram. I'm one of the core contributors at OpenLedger. I've been in the Web3 space for almost 8+ years right now. I got into the space around 2017. We started as more as a blockchain R&D and an ML company. We had a chance to work with a lot of top enterprises in the space who wanted to get into Web3. For example, we had an opportunity to work with Walmart. We work with Sony, Viacom, and many more brands as well, where we enable blockchain and ML based solutions for them. We were one of the few firms back then making revenue in Web3, right? We used to do close to about $40 million plus revenue. We had about 200 employees spread across the globe, and that's how we got in the industry. OpenLedger was a project that was incubated where we wanted to contribute to OpenLedger. We launched OpenLedger about a year and a half back, and it's a project that has been very close to us. We always wanted to build it as a product that can be used by large number of people at scale, right? So we've raised about 11 million plus dollars through OpenLedger through various VCs who invested. Polychain is one of our lead investors who led our round, along with various investors like Hashkey, Borderless, and many other participants who participated as well. We have some prominent angels like Balaji Srinivasan, Sriram, Sandeep, and Kenny, and many more folks who participated in our rounds. And we've been very fortunate enough over the last 1 year to build out the product in this ecosystem. We worked with a lot of enterprises with OpenLedger as well. It's all under the wraps. We'll be announcing about that soon. We work with a lot of people who are building on us. We have more than 10 plus projects who are building projects on us right now, including uh, a team which is from Google DeepMind who is building a model. And then there are many more projects which are building actual real models on us, right? So we have been very happy about that, and we've been working on our product launch right now. Currently, we are in testnet, and we've had great interest from our community. We have a very strong community. They've been actively participating in our testnet and just talking about OpenLedger on various social platforms, and we are quite happy about that and very grateful about that as well. Overall, we are all gearing up for the product launch at the moment and working, heads down on that. I'm glad to be here to talk about Open Ledger and would love to know more about what's happening in the AI space. Would love to interact more on that.
That is awesome. Thank you so much, Ren, for all the detailed information sharing with us. And so far, yeah, I see more and more people are joining us. And as you heard, that OpenLedger is definitely building an amazing decentralized platform that bridges AI and blockchain, especially. Yeah, they are going to give us, right, to have democratized access to data and intelligence. Ren, that was definitely a solid background in AI and crypto about the Open Ledger project. And the following topic we would like to talk about is why are AI blockchains like Ledger necessary, and how do they differ from traditional blockchains that we are already familiar with? Thank you.
Yeah, of course. So if you take a look at traditional blockchains like Solana or Ethereum or any other L1 out there, right? They're pretty much built in a way to optimize for transactions and user-based data, right? These are pretty much focused towards um, decentralized finance-based solutions or anything that relates to a dApp, right? But the artifacts in AI is totally different from this, right? In an AI model, the three major inputs that goes in. One is the data, second is the model, and the third is the compute that is being used, right? Most of the blockchains are not built in a way to track them or incentivize all these contributors. That is what we wanted to change. We wanted to build an AI focused blockchain, and we wanted to build it as a layer two, as we believe there is not a natural need to have like an L1 to build an ecosystem, but there is a need to build like a layer two on an existing L1 and customize it, right? That's why we decided to build OpenLedger as a layer two on top of ETH. And our idea is to enable more and more AI projects to use our blockchain to manage their model development, right? The first part to that is that when someone contributes data to a model, you need to make sure the data is tracked. The provenance of the data is tracked on chain, right? So that is the first thing that we worked on. We built a system where anyone who's contributing data to our network, they can show their ownership of the data on chain, right? They can show what is the data that they contributed, and they can prove that they own this data. Second is the model development, right? When someone builds models with this data, we wanted to make sure that they can optimize the model development on top of OpenLedger. This means that apart from providing a product, a no code platform to enable developers to build an AI model, we should also make sure that the models are trackable on chain as well. So, where anyone who's built a model, the versioning of the model, and what kind of data that goes onto that particular model is stored on chain. And the third is where we wanted to make sure that this we use blockchain to enable this to happen seamlessly, right? Data collection and model development is a very crucial part to any AI that's being built. And if someone needs to build that, they need to have some kind of incentive mechanisms, right? You need to use crypto as a method to reward people and blockchain as a method to verify this on chain, right? To make it verifiable and trustable. So the third part is where we attribute, where we showcase on every model's data that's been trained on. Every time a model throws an output, we figure out which data is causing that model's output to come, right? Um, and then we track that on chain. We show that this particular data that was trained for this model has impacted the output so much. So the revenue that this model makes, this AI makes, has to be shared back to the data contributor. So if anyone builds an app on top of us, or anyone who builds an agent on top of us, if they use the models as being built on OpenLedger, the revenue is shared between the model developer and the data contributor. So to build this AI-Fi ecosystem to enable AI to be much more seamless, trackable, and rewarding, we had to build our own layer 2, which is focused for AI, which can make this happen in a much more seamless manner than the existing blockchain solutions out there. So that's the reason we focused to build this. Every blockchain out there has its own capabilities. For example, Solana is known for having its DeFi capabilities. Ethereum is known for enabling dApps to be built on top of it. OpenLedger as a layer 2 should be known for AI, and that's our focus, and that's what we're building our entire stack for.
Wow, that sounds definitely amazing, friends, and really put things into perspective. Once again, I highly encourage everyone to give OpenLedger and Ren, our speaker, a follow. He's a core contributor at OpenLedger because, well, AI blockchain, like what OpenLedger is building, right, actually go beyond the simple data storage or finance that we have been familiar with those public blockchains, right? And this is definitely amazing. And of course, we are going to talk about something that our audience are curious to learn about. How does OpenLedger allow your users to monetize our data and models? Thank you.
Yeah, of course. I think that's I had touched upon this slightly in the previous question, but to just go much more detail, right? If any AI model that we've all observed or seen or used within the AI apps that we use, like for example, OpenAI or Llama or Mistral, all of these models are predominantly trained on data that's contributed by all of us, right? We had contributed this data on the internet, and internet is probably the biggest place where you can go and consume all of a large amount of human based data, right? Right from history to the current news that is happening there, to the knowledge that's available across various sectors. It's all available on the internet, and that's sort of like the basic knowledge any AI should have. Like how a human has a basic general knowledge, an AI should have that basic general knowledge, and that's what all of these models are trained and built with. But going forward, the models cannot be as it is, right? They cannot be generic. The models have to be specialized for their own need. Like we've seen models that are built for programming, we've seen models that are built for healthcare. So models always get specialized, right? But in order to specialize these models, you need to have data which is specialized. For example, if someone wants to build a model for trading, they need to have trading based data sets, right? Someone wants to build a model for, let's say, Solidity as a programming language. You need to have Solidity programming language data sets. So, special as we go much more specialized for models, as we go much more sectorized for the models, you need to enable people to contribute data for that particular specialization, and this usually does not, is not available on the internet, right? This is among people, this is among experts, this is among enterprises which have these data sets. And what would encourage these enterprises or individuals to come forward and participate and provide this data is some kind of incentivization, right? And that incentivization also needs to be verifiable. If someone is going to contribute data, they need to be able to verify that they've contributed this, that they own this, and they're getting paid for this. So these were the two things that we wanted to solve, and that's how we built OpenLedger, right? If you take a look at it in OpenLedger, as we spoke about before, if someone is contributing data sets to a particular category to build a model, let's say a Solidity based model is being built, and people are contributing Solidity data sets, all of these data sets are contributed by developers across the globe. There could be like 10,000 programming developers, like Solidity programming developers across the globe who are contributing this data. And all of this data is collected and a model can be trained with it. And when this model gets used, when this model gets consumed by apps agents, we figure out on every inference, every time there's a question asked to the model and there's an answer that comes in, there's an output that comes in, we figure out which data set, whose data set, or which contributions data set has the biggest impact on that inference. There could be like 10 different data sets by contributed 10 different people who have the biggest impact. Then we rank them accordingly on chain. It happens on chain, on the contract, on the fly as every inference happens. We have an algorithm that provides does that. We rank it on chain and then we showcase that and we enable the reward that is paid to the model to be distributed back to the data provider. So data provider provides data, the data gets into a model, the model gets used, the model gets paid, and then the providers get rewarded for that. And this is what we want to enable to have a very inclusive and a model where people can come forward, contribute something, and get paid for it, where it's a collaborative approach to build models than a very centric, siloed approach, right? Most of the centralized models out there, they take a very siloed approach. They collect data by themselves on the internet, or they work with certain vendors. They never reward the data contributors from the internet because it's available on the internet free. They don't want to get, there's no point in for them to actually share that heavily, right? And they practically it is not possible, but it's a very siloed approach to improve and build AI with that. But that cannot be there for a longer time. If we want AI to grow, if we want more opportunities to evolve in the AI sector, if we want better models to be built, we need to have a collaborative system where people come together and build these AI systems. And that's what we want to enable in OpenLedger. We built our layer 2 purpose driven for this to enable more and more people to contribute data and build models and have apps built on top of that. Today it's models, tomorrow it could be any other AI artifact. OpenLedger will be the AI chain that can enable this to happen in a much more seamless way and provide the tools and the protocol that's necessary for this to happen.
That is just marvelous. Thank you so much, Ren, for letting us know about the details. And I so glad we have many people raising their hand, wanted to come up to the stage and ask questions. For sure, we will save some time for everyone who wanted to come up and directly asking Ren questions. Yeah, we will invite you later. But before that, we have several detailed that we also wanted to ask Ren to share more information with us. And we have some more questions over here. And don't forget to pay attention to another OpenLedger's official expose that I pinned to the very top of our space right now. That OpenLedger just started the Yaptopus, right? Yaptopus campaign. And if you are a content creator, don't miss the opportunity to win a lot of rewards, and it's really amazing. So pay attention, take a look at that, and start to write about OpenLedger. And once again, thank you, Ren, for letting us know about the how users can monetize their data and models on OpenLedger. The following question we would like to ask is, how will the data to intelligence pipeline work at OpenLedger? For example, what are the steps involved in converting user contributed data into usable intelligence, and what role does the community play over this? Thank you.
Yeah, so that's a good question. I think it's very important for people to know about this. Anyone who is interested to participate in our ecosystem, we would love to have them have a complete clarity about what will really happen when they contribute data, right? And as we all spoke now, I think everyone in this session has an idea that for any AI model to be built, um, data is a very important aspect, right? All the apps that we've been using in AI, in like ChatGPT or Meta's Llama or any other product that you see like Perplexity and all that, they run behind an AI model, and this AI model is powered by dataset. So think of these models to be like a brain, and the data that's being trained is basically the knowledge that is fed. And as we spoke about this, we want to make sure that this knowledge contribution to AI models, the data contribution, is made as collaborative as possible. And we can enable people across the globe to contribute data to various AI models that's being built, and they get rewarded as part of this process. But the data that has to be contributed has to be managed very efficiently, right? Because garbage in, garbage out. You train with the bad data, you're going to get bad outputs, right? So we want to make sure that anyone who contributes data to OpenLedger, um, we verify how the contribution is, right? We make sure that we're able to verify what kind of data sets is being contributed. Hello?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah, you guys can hear me?
Mhm.
Sorry. I got a call, so I thought it's
No
interesting.
worries.
Yeah, sorry.
You're all good. Thank you.
Cool, cool. Yeah, sorry. When people go ahead and contribute this data set, right, we want to make sure that the model developer has necessary tools to manage this data pipeline and what it means. So when a user goes ahead and uploads a data set, it first goes through a community review, right? The model developers have a validators who are basically experts who know about this data, who've signed up as validators who can verify this data. They first curate the data sets that's being contributed. And once that is done, we provide with the model developers various products in terms of small toolkits that can be used to manage the data that's being contributed, right? To basically clean up the data, to make sure the data is converted as a trainable data set, right? We provide the tools that is required for that. So the first is contribution by data contributors. That's the first pipeline where people contribute data. The second is verifying the data using validators. So validators validate and verify this data. So data is curated now. Now the curated data is cleaned much further. It's converted as a trainable data set using various toolkits that is there. And once this is done, it gets into the model training process where a model developer now goes ahead and uses this data and trains an existing large language model like a llama model or any open source model with more of this data sets, basically superimposes this data into the existing model that is there, and then makes and trains the data to become a specialized large language model, a model that's trained on a particular data category and on top of OpenLedger. So we provide a no-code platform for that, which is used for making this model to be built using the data set that was contributed. And once the model is built, we let the community again participate by providing feedback to the model. So they can ask questions to the model, they can give feedback using RLHF and align the model to be much better than what it is being trained on. And then once that is done, we let the model to be deployed on OpenLedger, have that be available for agents and apps to use. And then as you know, as this model gets used, as this model gets paid by these apps and agents, we figure out which data is contributing for the biggest impact on that, we attribute to them, and then we reward the data contributors. So this is the pipeline, right? Initially, it starts with data contribution, cleaning, and then processing the data. And then that data gets converted into a model. Basically, a raw data becomes an intelligence. And as this intelligence gets built, it's being given feedback by the community, whether the model performing right. And then the model gets launched and it gets used and it gets paid. And it's everyone who's part of this contribution gets rewarded. And this is the end-to-end process, I would say, on how data is basically converted into intelligence and how that pipeline works on top of OpenLedger.
That is just marvelous. Thank you so much for sharing more details with us. And process is highly collaborative, right? From data collection, labeling, training, and then final output. So the community over here definitely plays a very important central role. Right? And so once again, thanks so much to OpenLedger's core contributor, Ren, for letting us know, and also thanks to OpenLedger's transparent infrastructure, so everyone can trace contributions and earn from them. Now, we would like to go to another topic over here. How many other companies or projects are currently building on top of OpenLedger? As at the beginning, Ren, you actually mentioned about this, right? We would like to hear more details regarding building on OpenLedger. Thank you.
So we have an active community which is building on top of OpenLedger. We have close to about 10 plus projects currently being built on us. One of them is the solidity model that I talked about. It's a very interesting project. One of the first few projects that started building on top of us, where they figured out that at that time cursor was massive, right? A lot of people figured out about cursor, and it was a huge trend. Everyone wanted to code, and everyone was vibe coding with cursor, but you could not do well with Solidity. Solidity was one of the few languages, that was not well recognized by Cursor. It could understand Solidity, but it's not an expert in that, right? So this is where specialized models really kick in. Like, not everyone can be an expert in every subject. That goes with models as well. Models cannot be an expert in every subject that is there. So you need to train these models to the need that you have. So that is what triggered these developers to build a solidity model which is focused and trained on solidity, right? So we've been very happy about the outcomes that we've seen. That particular model outperforms most of the base models that is out there. It's much better in terms of its performance. We've benchmarked it. We will also share more details on that about soon. So and then we have a team which is the next Google DeepMind team. It's led by Krishna Srinivasan. He's based out of SF, and he's building a model on us. And we've released the model as well, and we've showcased the video about what he's building with us. That's a model that's purely trained on verticalized internet data, where other model developers can use that model to train their own data sets and build models with that. So that's something that we're really happy about. And we have a team from the Web3 world, a deepen company called Ambios, which is building a climate risk model on top of OpenLedger. Very, very niche subject, where people who are building models around climate risk can use that AI model. We have a team which is building a legal based model, a model that's trained on legal data sets across the globe. It's a bunch of legal people from across the globe who are coming together and they're building this model. We have a healthcare model being built around sleep, just trained on like sleep data. So these are like some of the interesting models that are being built. I could just talk a lot about them. Currently, we have 10 projects being built. There are more models that's being currently proposed on top of OpenLedger. They're building on us. And once we go mainnet, we would encourage more and more people to build. These are projects that have been that have reached out to us, and we've selected and we decided to work with them, even though we are in testnet, because we want to encourage and see how they're building on us. But once we go mainnet, we'll make it permissionless, and more people can be building on us. Apart from this, we also work with enterprises where we as a team, as OpenLedger, we enable enterprises to build models for them. These models are built in a way to make it much more explainable. We can talk about it more as well. But the idea behind that is to enable enterprises to use specialized model, which is trained on their own data or data sets that can be collected from the public. And very interesting announcements around the enterprises will be announced soon as well. We've been working with people across the globe on this as well, and some of them are have been very extraordinary as a company. They've impacted many people's lives. Large billion-dollar firms, and we're building models for them. We're quite happy about that. So these are like some of the things that is happening on OpenLedger actively. We want to be that company that enables development to happen, right? We don't want to be a ghost chain. Most of the projects out there, as you say, like they talk the world, but there is nothing actually happening there, right? We want to change that, but naturally there is a lot of interest in AI. We want to build a product which has a product market which enables better and better AI models to be built on top of us. So quite happy with what we've done till now. We aim to see more to happen as we go mainnet as well.
Well noted. And also, I see that we have so many people joining us across platforms. So if you're listening and you are a developer or you have a project team and you're interested in building on top of OpenLedger, be sure to reach out to Ren or reach out to the official OpenLedger handle. I see the official handle is in the audience. Feel free to join us on the stage. And friends, if you are interested in building on top of OpenLedger, feel free to reach out to the team. Thank you so much. And now we are going to continue to our follow-up discussion topic over here is that, well, why do we need verifiable and explainable AI models, and how is OpenLedger addressing that? Thank you.
Yeah, of course. So one important piece why enterprises work with us, right? So I told you that we work with a lot of enterprises. One of the reasons all of these enterprises, some of them which are even like billion-dollar companies, the reason that they want to work with us, or we were able to, have a discussion with them on why we should work together, is because the explainability aspect, right? There are hundreds of fine tuning companies out there. There are companies who provide the tools that is required for people to build models. But the reason we work with them is because of the explainability aspect. AI has to become accountable, especially in enterprises when they use an AI model. They want to have the end to end provenance, right? They want to know which data is being fed into a model, verify that data on chain. They want to know how these models behave when these data is fed to them. And every model's output, like every output that comes in from the model that they use, they want to track back and see which data is causing that output to come. Because if someone gets to use an AI model in an enterprise and he makes his decision based on that AI model, he needs to go back and show the accountability. That he needs to go back and show this is the reason why I made this choice, because these are the data set that was trained on, and that's what made this model give me the solution, and we had implemented. That traceability has to be there. Today's models are a black box. You don't know what's happening inside. You don't know what data is being trained on. You don't have clarity on how this data is actually giving an output. You can't do anything with a large language model, but enterprises at least want to see how that can be changed with a specialized model, a model that is at least which has more data sets that been trained on, which they can control, right? So the data that's being superimposed and built on top of these larger language models, enterprises would like to have end-to-end clarity on that. That is what OpenLedger provides. Our chain enables enterprises to track the data that's being contributed, to see which data is impacting a model's output, and they can also see the impact that is there and then manage their model training accordingly, and also make their decisions accordingly as well. So that's one thing that we've been quite serious on, how we can make the models much more traceable. And I've explained the reason why enterprises need that, because they need traceability. But very serious use cases like healthcare and stuff like that, where you make a decision based on an AI model, you want to know why you did this, right? You're diagnosing someone with a particular model's output. You want to probably go back and see if something went wrong or something good happened. You want to actually go back and see what made that happen, which data made that happen. So that is very much needed. You can't use AI as it is, and as humans, we also tend to make mistakes. AI is even tended to make mistakes, right? So when you're using a model which is not built by you, you want to make sure that you can know what's really happening there. That's the core thesis behind why we want to make explainability much more bigger. We use attribution to reward people. We figure out the data and then we reward them. We also want to use that attribution to explain the model as well, to explain and say this is why this output is coming. That's one of the most important aspects that we will concentrate on as a company, and we will try to figure out more and more aspects. Today, we explain the model using the data sets that is being built and contributed. Tomorrow, we would want to explain how the neural network itself works. So that's sort of like the long term plans of OpenLedger and what we're building here.
That's really nice. Thank you so much, Ren, for sharing all the detailed information with us. And regarding, yeah, it's why it's really important, right? We need verifiable and explainable AI models. And friends, I just wanted to once again remind everyone that OpenLedger is really different. It's a AI blockchain. And it's not a regular public blockchain. So if you want to learn more and you wanted to contribute to build this project together, be sure to give them a follow to learn more information about it. Now we are going to open the stage and invite friends to join us over here. I'm going to start to bring out people who raise their hand, invite you up to the stage. And everyone, if you have questions that you want to ask to Ren, feel free to raise your hand and join us on the stage. I see that we have Olumide already connected. Hi, would you like to unmute yourself and ask your question? Let me see if he could hear us. And if not, let's try Obil. Hi, Obil, can you hear us? I'm not sure if it's Xspace's connection issues, but that's okay. Let me gently pull him down first, and then later, if you have more questions, you can come back again. And I see that we got a lot of comments over here. And of course, that we have people asking when TGE. Ren, do you think you can answer Lee's question like a timeline, share with us or some other plans regarding this topic? Thank you.
When TG is always, I think, one of the most interesting questions. Um, we soon, we're working on that. Project has to go mainnet as we go TG. So we'll be working on that. So once we are ready with the mainnet, we will definitely announce about that. It's going to happen soon. Definitely, I've been telling this a lot. Definitely soon. Time is still being worked on.
Nice. Thank you so much for letting us know about that. And we also have, wow, let me go over. Yeah, because we have about 30 comments already. We got OpenLedger Ninja asking, how does OpenLedger define ownership of AI models and data sets on your platform? What he wanted to know is who owns the model once they are trained? Is it a developer or the one who provide data or OpenLedger own this? Thank you. It's a great question.
Yeah, so definitely. If you take a look at model, right, data is one component of that. So think of model developer to be like a startup builder. There's a lot of people who contribute to building a model. So the model is definitely owned by the model builder, and the data that's being contributed, the data is owned by the data contributors, and they get rewarded by being part of the process and enabling this model to have that data sets. So the model is owned by the model creator, and he can show his ownership on chain as well. He'll be able to verify his ownership as well, and that's tracked on chain, and we can see that on OpenLedger.
Well noted. Thank you so much. And OpenLedger Ninja, I hope this answers your question. And let me scroll down to come to check. Yeah, I think most of them are like positive comments and some ask questions. Okay, interesting. Okay, over here we got Inertia. Inertia is from South Korea. And he asked, OpenLedger seems really love and be interesting building in South Korea. What's the reason for that? Thank you.
That's an interesting question. I think we've been very interested across the globe. Korea definitely is a great market for developers and builders, and also the interest towards crypto is much bigger. I spent quite a bit of time in Korea last few months before, and the energy is amazing for crypto over there, right? So we definitely would love to have more and more people participate from that particular ecosystem and other ecosystem as well. So yeah, so definitely good love for Korea.
That is amazing. Thank you so much. Yes, because I see that right now OpenLedger also provide regional rewards, right, for people who share more information about OpenLedger, so which is great. And let me invite more people to join us on the stage because I see more friends has raised their hand. And everyone, this is open stage for you all to ask questions. So feel free to raise your hand and join us. Now, I said we got Emerald D. Green. Would you like to ask your question to Ren? Emerald, checking second time. Okay, if not, I'm going to gently put you down to the audience. And let's check with Official G. Hello, GNGN. What is your question to ask? Hi, everyone. If you are going to join us, don't be shy. Ask your question, or you could post your question in the comments. Okay. Second time to check with Official G. If not, we're going to gently put you down. Thank you. And now let's invite other friends join the stage. Thank you so much. And I'm also going to checking the messages over here. Yeah, I think most of them are like positive vibes. For example, Tara saying, glad to be here with Ren and Open Ledger. And some people are saying, hi, everyone. And people are saying they're happy to be connected over here. Okay, now we got Bull on the stage. Hello, Bull. What is your question that you wanted to ask to Ran?
Yeah, Jim, everyone. Thank you for actually putting me up on the space. I really appreciate. And I just love Open Ledger. I'm actually from a different region, and that's from the African region, the sub-Saharan side. So I've been following Open Ledger for a few months now, and what I can say about them is that they have this kind of good vibe in the community, as in they're really building the community very well, and I think the project is going to succeed very well in the long run. So it's actually one of my watch lists. So I'm actually happy to be here. I don't really have question because I'm up to date with the project. So I'm always following up their post and actually interacting with them. So I wish them the best also. And I'm very happy to participate. And also everyone who is participating is also a shout out to everyone. So thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Bo. Thanks for being part of our community and supporting us. We're very grateful for folks like you yourself, and thanks for supporting us and continue to support us as we build through this ecosystem.
Wow, that's amazing. Thank you. And now let's invite more friends to join us. And yeah, feel free to raise your hand, come up to the stage, either to shout out to Ren and Open Ledger, or you have questions to ask. And friends, don't be shy. This is an open stage. It's for you. Now we got Dove over here on the stage. Hello, Dove. Would you like to unmute yourself and ask your questions or share your comments? Thank you. Checking with Dove again. Second time. Yeah, sometimes the connection might not be really stable, but that's okay. We will invite you to the stage later, and I'm going to gently put you to the audience. I'm going to continue to check our comments over here. Yeah, I think several questions regarding TG or listing. You could come back and listen to the replay because Ren actually just answered that. Also have Dahia saying OpenLedger is such an exciting project and he wished to be part of the future. Actually, you can participate right now because there are so many different ways to join. And we also have Abu saying he's so happy that he aped in this project early. That's very nice. Thank you. And let me check. Yeah, I think so far those are the comments or the questions that we have covered. And I'm going to check with other part of the, yeah, like I'm going to check our announcement section over here. Nice. And people are commenting like Brand explain tech behind OpenLedger in simpler words with lots of examples. This is really insightful and great to hear from you. Nice. And some people comments they like the midday UTC slot because it's perfect for a global audience. Yeah, most of the also then are very positive vibes. Let's see. Here comes another question over here. Okay. So, Ren, we got audience asking, will OpenLedger support integration with popular AI frameworks?
Yeah, so we have integrations with popular AI agent frameworks out there. So we will have continue to have more as well. You can check out that in our developer docs, and that's very crucial. This will include traditional AI agent frameworks and also Web3 focused AI agent frameworks. So we'll continue to support them. Apart from this, we've also started working with a lot of MPC based frameworks out there. So we want to integrate MPCs as well. so people can directly interact through our from our model to various platforms out there. So that will also be done as well. So yes, we have integrations currently going on.
That's amazing. Thank you so much. And I see another friend raising their hand to join us. So I'm going to invite you all up. And friends, once again, if you join us, well, my suggestion is that do not use any Bluetooth devices because sometimes it won't, yeah, let you hear us when you're on the stage. And we got Molly on the stage. Hello, Molly.
Jim, right?
Do you have any questions that you want to ask Ren or any comments that you want to share with us? Thank you.
Yeah, I do have questions. I have been interacting with you with the what should I call it? The test network, your platform for a while. I don't know if you can hear me. Can you hear me?
Sorry, do you mind to ask your question in one sentence because it seems that you are outside, so there are some background
All right.
noises.
Sorry for that. So I said I've been interacting with the platform for a while, and I connected. I set up my node some weeks ago, but the points have not been counting on my dashboard. So I wanted to ask if there's a fix for it.
I think you could reach out to our team through Discord. They'll be able to guide you better on the points and how your interaction with the dashboard is as well. So yeah, please do reach out to our team on Discord through the support channels, and they'll be happy to guide you on that.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Amazing, thank you. And let's invite another friend to join us again. Okay, I think official Chi is on the stage again. Hi, can you hear us this time? Would you like to ask your question or share some comments? Thank you. Well, it seems like she still cannot hear us or cannot unmute his mic. That's okay. And I believe, yeah, he's going to say some shout out over here because I saw he left some positive messages. Thank you so much, everyone. Let's check if we got anyone adding TG to the stage.
Hello.
Hi, TG, would you like to ask your question? Thank you.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear clearly.
Okay. I would like to ask, can a non-developer actually, did I say build on OpenLedger's AI-powered blockchain system? That's my question.
Yes, as a developer, if you like to explore building a model on a particular category, on the existing once you go mainnet, you'll be able to see the existing data sets that are available. You could choose any of the data sets and train your own AI model with that, or you could launch a bounty, basically launch a contract and start collecting data sets using our data net, and build your own version of model based on the category of data that you're collecting. So if anyone is looking to fine tune and build specialized models, they could use our framework, our platform, to enable that to be happening. So, right from data collection to curating the data, and then training your model with that and rewarding the data contributors will be possible using OpenLedger.
Okay. Thank you very much for that. Okay. My second question would be that can a non-developer or like a normal person, can the person actually like train a data model, to his taste or in the
Yeah,
OpenLedger's blockchain?
yeah, good question. Yeah, so our model training platform is a no-code platform which can enable any non-developer to explore the product. You could go ahead and choose the dataset as I told you and upload that using a no-code platform and start training any base model that you choose. It could be a Llama model or a Mistral model, which can be accessed on the internet using various products like Hugging Face, or you could use our own no code platform to choose the base model that you want to go with and then start training models with that. So it's a no code platform. You just have to choose the data set and the model and then start training on us using a click of a button. There's nothing more that you need to learn from that. So definitely a non-developer could use our product, and that is what we want to encourage. We want to make sure that anyone who's willing to experiment with AI can do that, and we will make it much more simple as we go further as well. And we want to encourage anyone to play around and experiment with these models.
And TG,
Okay,
yeah, do you have another?
finally, finally, I want to ask: is our data owned by us or is it owned by the Open Ledger company?
Not at all. That's one of the most important aspect of why we are a blockchain. We want to make sure that the data that is contributed is owned by the data provider and it is verifiable on chain as well, where he can show his ownership and he can also show how his data is being impacting in a model. So the data is being that is contributed is owned by the data provider.
I thank you very much. I really understand. I really appreciate. Thank you, Ram.
Thank you, TG, for joining us. And let's bring some more friends to the stage. We got Calvin connecting, and TG, we will gently put you to the audience. Thank you. Hi, Calvin, can you hear us? Would you like to ask your questions or shout out to Ren and OpenLedger? Thank you.
All right. My question first, thank you for the opportunity to speak. I'm a very positive believer of Open Ledger. I like everything that Open Ledger is building. So my question goes this way.
Thank
We
you.
are running,
Please go ahead.
hello?
Yes, we can hear you. Would you like to ask your question in one sentence? Thank you. Hi, Calvin. Are you using any Bluetooth device or are you outside? Because it seems like the connection is not really stable.
Yeah. Okay, is it stable now?
Yeah, can you ask your question in one sentence? Thank you.
Okay. We are running nodes on the testnet platform. So I want to ask this node that we are running, the nodes we are running, the data we are contributing, of what use?
So the data that's being contributed is basically internet data, right? So that's part of a model that's being built on top of us, which I explained before, the ex Google DeepMind team. It's called basically the model is to enable better internet-based data sets like vertical data sets that can be used by other model developers to train their models. So you're basically contributing to the network to have a lot of internet data, verticalized internet data, so AI model developers can use this data and build models with that.
Oh, I think Calvin just dropped because due to his Wi-Fi connection, but I believe this answers your question. And once again, we really appreciate everyone for joining us today. We got a great turnout with lots of people raising their hand and want to join us on the stage or post their comments and questions over here. And we're so glad to have you over here today. Now, before we wrap our session, Ren, do you have any additional information that you want to share with us and we haven't covered yet? Thank you. Hello, Ren. Do you have any?
Could you repeat that
Yeah,
again? Yeah, sorry,
do you have any?
I could not hear you well.
Okay, no worries. Do you have any additional information that you want to share with us and we haven't covered yet to wrap up this session? Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. I think I enjoyed the conversations that we had here, and I'm glad to be part of this ecosystem building along with you guys. We are currently on testnet, and we would love to get more and more feedback from the community, and we'd like to have more and more participation from the community. We'll go mainnet soon. Already have projects who are building real models on top of us. We would want to enable that to be much more scalable once you go mainnet, as it become permissionless. So anyone who is watching network, participating in our testnet, and also providing feedback to us, we would love to have you guys pass on the word about anyone who's interested in AI, and encourage them to look at OpenLedger, look at our mainnet that's going to be launched soon as well. I've always been grateful for the community. You've been very strong for us, and you've been highly supportive. I could see that in this AMA itself. Kindly do encourage us more and support us more as well. We are working heads down to make this a reality. So any feedback, any support from you guys will be greatly appreciated. And thanks a lot for the time, and thanks a lot, Moonlight. I really enjoyed being part of these conversations.
Appreciate Ren for joining us, and has been an amazing session, right? So we wanted to huge shout out to Ren and the team at Open Ledger for this very amazing session. And it's clear that Open Ledger isn't just another AI project, right? It's a movement to decentralize and democratize intelligence itself. Friends, if you are curious to explore more or get involved, make sure to follow Ren, and definitely follow Open Ledger. Keep an eye up with everything that they are building over at OpenLedger. Once again, thanks to everyone who joining today. And I want to also let everyone know that today we're being featured on the front page of Binance Live as well, because we're also streaming on Binance Live and Loop Space as well. X Space is over here. We'll see you all at our next AMA. Listen, Moonlight, I'm done speaking. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks, guys. Thanks for the time.